Okay, so this news just broke a couple days ago, and it has revealed a grotesque display of racism from some Wilmington police officers. They've been fired now for using extremely racist slurs towards citizens and colleagues. The officers were heard using hate-filled, threatening language against African Americans. All three officers denied being racist. So the officers are, of course, claiming they're not racist. But it doesn't really matter because the audio has leaked. People heard what was said, and it was really horrific. So let me give you guys some more details about this, and then I want to talk to you about what this really means. What does this mean for the police? Is this indicative of a lot of officers? Is this just a few bad apples? It's really somewhere in the middle. So we're going to get into all that, but first, let me give you some details, okay? So on June 4th, a sergeant completed a sergeant. Where's my military etiquette? A sergeant completed a monthly video audit as part of monthly inspections. The sergeant was reviewing a video from now former officer Kevin Piner's in-car camera. The video had been classified as accidental activation. Yeah, I'm sure, right? The almost 2-hour-long video included a conversation between Piner and now former CPL Jesse Moore. After listening to the conversation for a short time, the sergeant heard extremely racist comments made by both Piner and Moore. Now, I'm not going to get into the entire transcript here. It is all in this article, so if you guys are interested in reading, everything, you can. But these officers were promptly fired after this audio leaked. Let me see if I can find some information about what was said. Let's see. So at one point, Moore claims that this woman he arrested, you know what? Hold up. Let me go back here. At 1 hour and 14 minutes into the video, Piner received a phone call from Moore. A short time after the conversation began, Moore began telling Piner about an arrest he had made at work the day before. During that conversation, Moore refers to the woman he arrested using a racial slur. He used a similar slur to describe a magistrate who is African American. At one point, listen to this. This is such a grotesque display of police brutality as well. At one point, Moore states she needed a bullet in her head right then and move on. Let's move the body out of the way and keep going, Piner responds. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Moore also referred to the magistrate using a homophobic slur. So, this is just a little segment, a little sliver of what was said by these police officers. And I think it's absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting that we have agents of the state. Their job, the oath they took, is to protect their communities. And they're referring to people, members of their own community, using racial slurs, homophobic slurs, talking about putting bullets in their head. It's absolutely disgusting. Let's see. I'm trying to see some more of the things he said. A short time later, Moore used more obscenities in explaining how he felt about the magistrate because he suggested involuntary commitment papers on the arrestee. Piner responds back, no, he's black. Piner tells Moore later in the conversation that he feels a civil war is coming and he is ready. Piner advised he is going to buy a new assault rifle in the next couple weeks. A short time later, Piner began to discuss society being close to martial law, and soon we're just going to go out and start slaughtering them. Obscenity. I can't wait. God, I can't wait. Holy fuck. Is anybody surprised that this fucking disgusting cop labeled this as accidental activation? He just completely damned himself by getting this on recording. This is horrific. He is displaying blatant displays of not only racism, but just a desire to mistreat people. He's saying he can't wait to go out and start slaughtering people. This is just absolutely vile. And I think that we can all agree this is fucking disgusting. So, what does this mean? Is this indicative of, like, all police? No, of course not. You're not going to say that because one officer is racist, that means all the officers are racist or whatever. However, I will say this. Once again, I believe that this is indicative of a system. Because why are officers who are this blatantly racist, this blatantly bloodthirsty, even able to get on the police force to begin with? And who knows how long these people were working with this department? Who knows how many African Americans were targeted in their own community from this guy simply because he's a legitimate racist fuck? See, even if it is just a few bad apples, let's say even if it is, now it's not. It's indicative of a greater system. And with the things going on with George Floyd, with the way we've seen countless protesters being mistreated by officers, and now with this, it's very obvious that there is a problem with the police force system in general. It incentivizes this kind of behavior, but let's say even if he is just a bad apple, or maybe these are just a couple bad apples, even if they are, they affect the community. They affect people. They target people for their skin color, and that alone contributes to a lot of these like single mother issues in black communities, because where are a bunch of the fathers? Some of them are deadbeat losers, yeah, but some of them get locked up. Some of them can't get jobs because they have a record. Who knows how many lives these officers have destroyed? And I mean, even more so, it sounds like they're ready to go out and start literally destroying people's lives. Talking about buying new weapons, how he can't wait to go out and start slaughtering people. He wants to put a bullet in their head. I mean, this is some really fucking disgusting shit. And it's really, really grotesque that people like this were able to work on the police force. Let's see. Moore wanted it on record that he was off duty at his own house and on his phone during the conversation. He stated that he is not racist, and he was venting to a friend about an arrest he had made the day prior. He advised that the call, combined with the situation with the recent protests, had him extremely stressed, and he's very embarrassed about all the things he said in the video. Yeah, I really don't give a fuck. I accept, like, listen, maybe he's not racist, and I agree that people can change, but this kind of behavior, when he's talking about like treating people this way, this displays that he's not going to be very professional on the job either. When a man has these kind of opinions that black people are just not deserving of the same basic human decency as everyone else, even if he is venting, I don't think that we could trust this guy to be out there protecting the community. He sounds like he's more of a danger to the community, and I am fully standing with this police station firing these colleagues. Whether it was at his house or not, he is a officer, and there needs to be a level of like professionalism that is expected from police officers, whether they're on duty or not. And when they start talking about slaughtering people and targeting black people, I think that whether they're in their own home or not, that's damning enough that that kind of a person should not be allowed on the police force. So good on them for firing these fucks. Really good stuff. That's how we need to start with police reform. We need to hold our officers accountable. There are plenty of good officers, but let's not lump them in with these fucking disgusting officers. Let's call out the bad officers when we see them, because that alone will bring more attention as well to the good officers. All right, so really, really disappointing stuff. However, good to see that these guys have been fired. Really, honestly, a little wholesome at the end. At least no one was actually killed. Yay, right? But there you guys have it.